Hello and welcome to this free tutorial. In this free tutorial, we'll be creating a responsive login and register page. As you can see, this is the final project. We have this nice background image. In the middle of the page, we had a form. We had this sign in into your account or create a new account. We had a sign in form, the username, password, forgot your password, the login button right here, the sign in button right here, and then we had this social media icon. I'm going to be creating a cool effect. So if you don't have an account, sign up here. Once I click this, you get this nice cube effect. We show and we get to the sign up form with the username, email, create a password, and repeat the password with a sign up button with this icon again. If you want to go back to the sign in form, all you have to do is click this also. So we're going to be creating our HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And it's going to be very responsive. So if I right click and choose inspect, choose my responsive icon right here with the mobile. As you can see, it looks nice and it still works. I resize it. As you can see, it still looks very nice. So that's what we be creating in this week tutorial. So without further ado, let's get started. Hello and welcome back. My name is Marius, and this channel I create web design and development tutorial, and I release new tutorial every week. So if that's something that interests you, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so you won't miss my tutorials. So as I say in the introduction, we'll be creating a responsive login page right here in this tutorial with this nice effect. So I already have my index.html open in my code editor. I'll be using Visual Studio Code, and I have my CSS with just basic styling for now, and JavaScript is empty. So without further ado, let's get started. I link to the CSS and the JavaScript at the bottom also. So without further ado, let's get started. So first thing, I will create a section element with a class called sign in. Sign up. And between here, I will create another div class called container. Inside the container, I will create a heading, one element with a text called sign into your account / create a new account. After this, I will create a div with a class called wrapper. Inside my wrapper, I will create a div class called forms. Inside my form, now we start creating each individual form, the sign in form and the sign up form. So first, it will be the sign in form. So I'm gonna create a form element with a class called form, another class called form sign in, and extra class called active. Press enter. I remove this. And inside my form, I will create a heading 2 element with a text sign in. And I have create my input element with a class called form underscore input. I will set our type to be text and our placeholder to be username. And after this, I create another input This time it will be password. Leave this one empty, remove this one. Set class to be from input and placeholder to be password. After that, I create an anchor element and then say forget your password. And after this, I've created a button. Use the button element for the type submit with class button, and then the text be sign in. And right here, I create a social media icons. So first, I will create a div wrapper called social login. And here I put a paragraph and say sign in with, and I will go down and create a div with class social, and this is where I will start putting my social icon. So I create a div with a class called social btn, and I'm going to use remix icon. So I'm just going to copy from the other screen and paste it real quick. So we just had a Facebook, Twitter, and a Google. And after the social class right here, I'll collapse this and collapse the social again also. After this one, come down, create a anchor element with a class called change form. This one we will use to switch from the sign in form to the sign up form. So I press enter. I will leave the href empty, and here we say don't have an account. Sign up here, and that's it. Make sure I write not right here. Copy this. I save it. We get this, as you can see. Now this is the sign in form, so we copy it to the sign up also. So copy this, paste it, and I'll remove the active for now. And start in, say up, sign up, and this one also sign up. And our first one, it will be create a username. Leave this one the same, and a password. Before the password, I'll duplicate the password real quickly. Before the password, it will be email. So I say enter your email address, and after the password, and the placeholder will be create a strong password. And I will duplicate this again, the password, and it will be re-enter your password. And I will remove the forget password here, and I will put sign up for the button, and here will be sign up also. And then down here I will be already have an account, so I said I don't do already have an account, so here be sign in. I save it, and then we have this right here. So that's it for the HTML, for the sign in form and a sign up form. So we start get starting. So I import my remix icon right here, library. That's why we had this icon here. My roots element with the custom variables with the colors right here. The a zero out of padding and a margin, set of backside into border backs and every element. Set a root element, the HTML to be 10 pixel because I'll be using RAM. So one RAM goes 10 pixel. And I set a font family on the body to be Roboto. Set a font size to be 1.6 RAM, so 16 pixel. And I set the background color to the off-white right here. So what are that? Let's get started. So first thing, I will start starting the sign in, sign up section. So sign in, sign up. That's the section that wrap around everything. So I set a background image to be a linear gradient, and I use my variable for the first color to be the primary BG. Also the same thing, primary BG. And for the URL, I will set that. That's when we set the image to _/. Go inside of the image folder because we're here. We need to get out of the CSS folder to jump inside the image folder. So choose a bg.jpg. Set a background position to be center. Background cover. Background size to be cover. And background repeats to be no repeats. I save this. This is what we get. Now we need to make a stretch the whole height of the browser. So for that we say main height to be 100 viewport height. And now you can see. After that, I will set the padding. Top and bottom to be 4 RAM, left and right to be 0. Set display to be flex. I want to center all these form in the middle of the page. So display flex. I will set a flex direction to be count, so it work from top to bottom and left to right. I say justify content to be center, and then the line item to be center also. Save this, and we get it right here. And let's style all the anchor elements. So I say a text decoration and remove the underlines. So be none. Save it. I can see all the underline are removed. So I say the color to be my accent variable. Now as you can see. Now after this, start styling the container. I set width to be 80%. Save it. As you can see. Say margin be 0 auto. And then I say text and line to be center. Everything is put in the center. Now let's start the heading elements right here. So after the container, I'll do h1. Set the font size to be 3 RAM. Set the margin bottom to be 2 RAM. also. And for the, I know it's hard to see it right now, but we're gonna change the color real soon. For the heading 2, save font size. I'll just copy this. Font size to be 2.5 rem. The margin remain the same. So now let's change the color for this. So I say heading 1, heading 2, color to the off-white. Save it. Now you can see we have the margin bottom the same. So I'm just gonna copy this one, paste it right here, and remove right here also. So we're not duplicating ourselves. So everything looks the same. Now let's start styling the font. So I will select the font that wrap around each one of the fonts. This one, that's what we're styling now. Just had this class, not this one. These forms, styling this one for now. So font, I set the background color to be my primary. Set padding to be 2 rem. Border radius to be 0.6 rem. I set the width to be 100%, and height also 100%. Save it. Now this the font. I think there's no space between, but you can see the border radius right here. Now, so styling the inputs. So I say font underscore inputs. That's the class we give it. Say display to be block. By default, it's display inline. Now we're all new line now, none next to each other anymore. So after that, say width to be 100%, so it can stretch to the full width of this container. I say padding be 2 rem. I can see, and I say border to be 0 because there's a border around it right here. Now the border is removed. I set the outline to be none. I set the border radius to be 0.6 rem. I set the margin bottom to be 2 rem also, so you can see. Now I will set a background color to be my variable inputs color, and I set a color to be my variable of white. So when I type in, you can see I'll increase the font size to be 1.6 rem, so it looks a lot bigger. Now let's start a button. Select a button class. I say remove the border, be 0. Give it the border radius be 0.6 rem. Save this, as you can see right here. I set padding be 2 rem. Now display as block, so you can move to new line. Now we need to stretch it to the full width, so be width 100%. I give it a margin, top 4 rem, left and right 0, bottom 2 rem. And I give it a background color to be my accent color, and I give it a color to be my off-white. Save it. As you can see, now we need to change it to make it look like it's clickable. So I send the cursor to be pointer. Save it. Now it change to the hand icon. Now inside the sign in, this one and the social media icon. So with that, we go down here, set the social, login, set a paragraph. I say color to be my variable of white. I say margin bottom to be 2 rem. Save it. As you can see. Now let's working on this. So first I will grab the wrapper that wrap it around all of these social icon. So it's social, login, and then we set a social side of it. Then we display it as flex, justify content, space between, so we are distributed evenly, and I set the margin bottom to be 2 rem. So this is now touching it. Now the social button, social PTN, set font size to be 2.5 rem. So increase the icon a little bit. Set a color to be my variable of white. Now you can see the icon. Set a width to be 6 rem. The height also to be 6 rem. Set display flex. First, let me give a background color so you can see what we're doing. So background color to be my primary, my inputs. Now you can see we are located over here, but I want to put that in the middle, so I'm setting the social button icon, this wrapper, to be a flex, so I can position them, the icon in the middle. So display flex, justify content, center, and align item center. Save it. Now you can see. Now I give some border radius to this. Border radius with 0.6 rem. Now let me make it look as clickable. So set a cursor to be pointer. I can see it look like it's clickable, and I'll sign up to everything look nice. Now we need to change a little bit for the animation. So with that, come down here, I create little comments, say default states. So whatever we put in here, that's what it would look like by default. But when the animation is added, it will be changed. So for the default states, for the sign in, we may have is a form for the sign in. On the user transform perspective, and we say 80 RAM. It says translate X negative 50%, and then rotate X to be again negative 50 degrees. So if I save this, sorry, now rotate X, but rotate Y. Let me make this one a little bigger. As you can see, if I increase this to be, let's say 100, let's say 150, again, it's a little more flat, but the smaller the number, the 60, the closer it looks to you, but the bigger the number, the further away it looks. So I will choose 80 for this one. Might look like this. And the transform X, that's the x-axis, this halfway move it. So I say negative 50. If I say negative 100, so it move all the way up the screen, as you can see. But for this one, choose to be negative 50 by default, and the Y just how it rotated on the Y axis. Let's put negative 50 degree. Let's say 90. As you can see, so say 50 for the sign in. Now for the sign up, it's gonna be like the same thing but a little bit different. Now it's gonna be 80 again. Gonna be 80 negative 50%, and then this one rotate. Instead of being negative, it will be positive. So if I say this one, as you can see, this is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. But they are all right here, so we want to put them next to each other right here. So with that, for the forms, you can remember we have a form that wrap around everything, and then we have another wrapper right here. So say come down here, say forms, display this as flex, save it. Now we had a sign up right here and a sign in right here. See, now we are very next to each other. Let's say we remove this one for now. This is how it looks like, but we want that to be 100% of the container. So because of that, we need to set this one, this like 100%. So this we got a width of 200%, so both can fit. I can see. I can see. We want to show one at a time. So for our wrapper, that wrap around everything, we set the overflow to be hidden. Now I clip away for now, but now let's just focus on making everything not the way it is before we hide it. So we set I will hide this one, the overflow, for now, so it's showing. And now bring this one in again, save it. Now this is how it looks like, as you can see. Now if you remember, we have a class active under sign in. This class active is very important. Now, if, so I say active states, if any of these have the active class, we want to bring them here. So I say sign in. I will just copy the sign in right here. I will copy all of this. Sign in where class active. We want to bring this remain the same. The X to be 0 and the Y also 0. Save this and we get this. Now let's do it for the sign up. Duplicate this. Instead of sign in, it'll be up. Now for the sign up, it's a little bit different. This one will remain the same, but the X, this is gonna be 0 also. But if we save this, let me add the active class for this one. Save it. Now you can see it show up right here, but we need it to be right here. So if you remember, we all have a 100% width. So this 100 and it's setting at 0 0. This 100% is setting at 100. So we need to bring it 200 all the way over here, because this 100 at 200. So instead of to be 0, we need to bring a negative 100%. So if I save this, now you see it's located right here. So that's the active state. So let me bring the overflow grading right here, and let me remove the active from here. Now this is how it looks like. So we need to hide it. So back to the default state, this one. I just want to grab this right here. And then we do that for the sign up also. And I've set opacity to be 0. Visibility be hidden, and give a transition property be all 0.35 second ease and out. I save this. Now everything is hidden. You can see it no more. So we need to do it with the active also. I'm gonna copy this again. Come down here. Now active, and then active. Make sure there's no space between these. Now opacity will be 1, visibility will be visible, and then we can remove the transition. Save this, and then we had a sign in here. Now you can see the screen is getting larger, so it's a lot wider now, as you can see, but we don't need that like this. You can see on the final project it looks nice. So I already went ahead and threw the media query right here, 553 709 901. So I just want to change the container width. By default is 80%. For the 553 minimum, 553, so somewhere around here I will set a container, set width to be 70%. Save it. Now you can see. Now let's go a little bit up, somewhere right here around 700. Set a container again. How to have a width of 60%. Nice shrink a little bit also, and then now right here around 901 I've set a container again, but this time instead of using a width and where percentage, I set the max width to be 45 RAM, so 450. It shouldn't go above 450 pixel, the width. Now you can see it will remain 450 all the way through. That's 60, 70, 80. So with that out of the way, we finish the HTML and the CSS. Now we add the JavaScript to make this React change. So I'm going to reset this a little bit. Right here, so we can solve with our JavaScript. So my JavaScript is empty right here. So first thing first, let's grab all the form on this page. So I say cons with forms with document query, select all to my form. I cancel the log, forms, save it, right click, choose inspect. As you can see, we had the node links or 2 elements, so we can look through these. So with that, I will say forms. I use that for each loop, and for the parameter I pass the form, create arrow function. This form represent each individual form. So if I say console the log form, right click again, inspect. As you can see, we had the two, the sign in with the active class and the sign up with that with the active class. Close this. Now let's grab the anchor element right here. So I will say another cons, change form btn. So it will be form, the one we currently on, and then query selector, and we will choose change from. Go that's the class we give it to it. As you can see, both of them had the same class. So we add the event listeners when we click. So we say change form btn, add event listener. It's not click, it will be the click. Pass an e, create an arrow function. So first thing we want to do, we want to prevent a default. So right now if I click it, it will refresh, but we want to stop that. So we say e that prevent default. This will stop it from doing a default action. So if I can click it, I won't do anything. So what I want to do is that once we click it, I want to find out what form are we clicking at. Is that a sign in or a sign up? If you're a sign in, then we need to remove the class from the sign in and add it to the sign up. If you're a sign up, we need to remove the class for the sign up and add the active class to the sign in. So I'm gonna create a variable like parent form type. I will say to be the form, the one we currently on, the class list. I want to check the class list contain. I want to check if the class list contain form sign in. I want to see if the sign in form, because that's the first thing that is showing, because that's the only form that has the active class by default. So that will be the first one showing. So I want to see if it has it. So this will return either true or false. So if I say console the log parent form type, and right click to inspect. If I click this, it says true because it does have the, one second, it does have this class right here. That's what we're checking. So it is the sign in form. So what we can do with that after this one, it's the if it's true, so parent type it is true, the sign in form. Then we say form, the one that we are on. We need to find the next one, the sign up form, the form next to it. So instead of creating another constant, another variable, and then going through the whole document selecting it, we can say form the next element sibling, because it jump from here, and the next element after this form is a sign up. So let me just cancel that like this, so you can see the next console. If I save this, I press sign up, I can see it show the sign up form because that's the next element after it. So we need to grab that sign up form, access class list, and then we add the active class. We save this. Now let's click it. Let me reset this a little bit. We are right here. So now watch what happens when we click this. And you see now this sign up have the active class also. So you see now it's on top of this. Now if I click this, I won't do it because this does not have the sign in class. So we need to do else. We need to grab a form. Now we are on this one now. Previous element sibling. So we look for the previous element, which is this one, this sign in form right here. Class list. The add active. Save it. Now let's click this again. Now it shows. Now it won't really show anything because this already have the active class. So we need to remove it. So I will say every time we click it, grab a form, class list, that remove active. Save this. Now this by default had the active class, so when we click it, now we have the sign up form, and the class is removed and it is added to the sign up form. Now let's click this again. Now we are back to the sign in, sign up, sign in, sign up, sign in. So that's it. So first thing, we select all the form and we look through it and we grab the anchor elements that need to change the form, and we attach an event listener, the click event, to that anchor element, and then we grab the form that we are on and we check if we are not the sign-in form by using this statement right here. If form class A contain form sign-in, and then we use a if statement, check if it's true. If this we read this statement right here, we send true or false, and we check if it is true. Then we need to grab the next form, which is the sign up form. We need to add a class attached to it. If it's not true, then we are on the sign up form. We need to asset the previous form, which is the sign in form, and add a class attached to it. And on top of that, we remove the form, the active class from out of form every time we click on it. So if I click this, show, click it, shows. So this is how we look on the larger screen. So everything will be responsive. So that's it for this week tutorial. If you have any question, please be sure to leave them in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to help you. If you have not already done so, I would like it if you like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon and share this video. I will very much appreciate it and it will help my channel. Thank you again for watching. Until next time, have a great one. Bye.